You know, it wasn't that long ago that a car that had sprint to 100 kilometers an hour in mid-fives was a big deal. Or maybe it's not that long ago in my mind, but, you know, reflecting back on reading a motor magazine, flicking to the back, looking at all the stats, building out that imaginary garage, it was aspirational. You know, at the time it would have been looking at HSVs or a hot Ford of some description, whether it's an XR6 or an XR8. But nowadays you can get that in something like what I'm driving at the moment, which is the BYD Shark. Now, this is a 2,700 kilo dual cab plug-in hybrid. So, you know, if I reflect back on the buyer of that HSV or that XR6 Turbo, in the main it'd be someone with a level of motoring enthusiasm. In the main there would be a level of skill around handling that power. But I question the buyer of this particular car and whether that skill set is there. You know, we're heavily regulated in this country around motoring, and ANCAP is an example of that. So looking over the shoulder of manufacturers, with manufacturers hoping to score the magic 5-star number based on all the safety aids that go in these cars, and there's no disputing that it would have made an effect. But I think all of these controls and features that go into these cars, it really dumbs down people's driving skill, and I think that's, for me, is where the question mark lies. You know, the guy that's jumping into this car, does he have the ability to handle a vehicle that will sprint that fast? You know, other regulations, so New South Wales government wants to reduce the rural speed limit because there's a lot of fatalities out there. There's a whole lot to that, but I guess my question is anyone in government actually thinking about what regulation like NVES is pushing into this country, which is cars like this? So as we push towards more green vehicles, you know, an electric motor is instant torque. You know, is anyone thinking about the driver behind the wheel and their capability? I don't know. Am I overthinking it? Let me know in the comments.
Yup, and I do.